So next we are going to look into some of the examples for jump and call instructions, right? So here we have an example. So here we can see this will start with the org0h, move a comma 55h, move p1 comma a. So accumulator is loaded with the 55h, and the p1, that is port 1, is initiated, or it is dumped with the value 55h. Then we are going to have a call called lcall delay, right? So we know, like, lcall in the sense it is going to be long call, right? So in case of long call, we are going to get this the range of this lcall is it is within the range of a 64 kilobyte, as we know, right? So where it is going to jump, where it is going to call, so it is going to call to the address of delay. So where is this delay? So this delay is here, right? So here it is going to take you to, right? So as soon as it will be taken here, so it is going to execute the instructions which are available with the delay subroutine, and it is going to execute all this. So once it gets this RET instruction, again it is going to come back to the original. Okay, so what will happen, as we know, as soon as the lcall delay comes, the accumulator's content, okay, so sorry, means the next instruction is this one. So here what will happen is accumulator content is loaded with 0AH, right? So here whatever the next instruction is there, the address of this next instruction will be loaded onto the stack memory, right? So this all the things will be from the address of this one will be loaded onto stack memory, and as soon as this RET instruction executed, then whatever the address which is loaded into the stack memory, it will be retrieved back, and it is going to execute from this point only, right? So this is how this instruction is going to work, right? So this is the simple example is given where it is going to call twice, right? So you can imagine why we need to write the subroutine, right? So what they are doing is, instead of writing these 4 to 5 instructions each time here, they have written this 4 to 5 instruction within the name of a delay. So this is a subroutine they have written, right? So whenever they require this program, so this is usually a delay program written, right? So whenever they require this one, what they are going to do is they are going to just call this one, and they are going to execute this, right? So once this is executed, again they are going to go back to this one, again they are going to execute the next instruction. Again, suppose they require the this delay, they can call this back, right? So this is how they are going to execute subroutines, and they can use the call instruction, either lcall instruction or a call instruction. Then they can use any kind of the call instruction based on their requirements, right? So that's what they have given in the description. Also you can see, whenever lcall is given this address, so whatever this they have told, so this one will be loaded on the stack memory, right? So stack memory will be loaded, and the program counter is loaded with a new address. What is that new address? The address of this delay program, right? So this is going to execute this one. They are like, this delay is written for like this is going to execute repeatedly. It's going to execute for 255 times, and it is going to once it will be executed, and then it is going to taken back to this main program where it has been paused, or where it has been stopped. Then it is going to execute this all instruction once again. So this is how it's going to work. Okay, then here they have given the same thing. Whenever it has been paused, again the work of the microcontroller is it start from here only. So whatever the things whichever were there on the stack memory, it will be retrieved back through this RET, and again program counter is going to start from this address. Okay, so this is how it's going to work. So next example we are going to see. So here in this case you can see we have one more program. So org0h, then here accumulator is loaded with 55, then p1 is loaded with this accumulator content, that is p1 is initiated, so some value where they are sent to p1. So r4 is loaded with 99, r5 is loaded with a 67. Then they are going to have this lcall delay. Okay, so this is a long call delay, and it is going to call this delay program, where this delay program is written. So this is written on this 300h location. So here you can see like different addresses. So these are the different addresses, and these are the opcode related to the instruction. Okay, so this is opcode. 74 is opcode, 55 is the related immediate data available, that is 55. Then this is how all the instruction and related opcodes are available. Okay, so whenever lcall delay is called, so you can see the next instruction, this address move a comma 0 aah, so the address of the for this one is 000b. so this address you can see here. So this is a stack memory. 0b is loaded with the lower byte of the lower byte will be loaded first, then higher byte will be loaded. 0b is loaded first, then 00 is loaded. Okay, so 0b and 00, lower byte will be loaded first, then higher byte will be loaded on this stack memory. Okay, so what will be loaded then on the program counter? Program counter will be loaded with a new address, which is the subroutine address. So where is that subroutine address? Subroutine address is a 0300. So this is a new subroutine address and it has to execute this one. Okay, so we are going to see what are the instructions available within this subroutine or the delay program. So it is going to have the instruction called push 4. Okay, so we know how this push instruction works. Push 4 in the sense it is as if push R4. Okay, so R4, what is the content of the R4? Earlier we had content of the R4 is 99H. So the content of R4 will be pushed onto the stack memory. So already we know, like on the PCL and PCH we have the contents 0b and 00 we have already. Then R4 content are going to be dumped to from next memory. Okay, so you can see like 08, 09, 08, 0b, like this addresses are available. So obviously we know like first address is 07, and as soon as stack memory if you are working with the stack memory, first you need to increment, dump the data, increment, dump the data, like that it has to work. Okay, so similarly it is working like this. So it has dumped the data, then it is going to again increment. So next is push 5. Push 5 in the sense R5 content is going to push. R5 content is was 67, so that's what it has been pushed here. So you can see here R5 content is 67, that is loaded to 0b address, right? So next instruction is what? Move R4 comma 0ffh, R5 comma 0ffh, and the sense R4 and R5 are loaded with the new values, right? So it is decrement jump to 0, R5 comma again, in the sense R5 is going to be decremented again, it is going to jump to the again, means this instruction is going to repeatedly executed. So this instruction is going to execute how many times? It is going to execute 255 times, right? So here it is, they have given 0ffh. 0ffh in the sense it's going to execute how many times? 255 times, right? So once this is executed, if this is reached to 0, then it is going to go for the decrement jump to 0, R5 comma next, means it is going to decrement the content of R4. R4 content is how much? 255. So again it is going to decrement it, and if it is not 0, then it is going to jump to this next, then again it is going to set the R5 value and it is going to repeatedly execute it. So it is going to execute 255 into 255 times, right? So this loop will be executed. So after that it is going to have the next instruction called pop5, means pop5 in the sense pop R5, means pop instruction we know, like the content of the stack memory is loaded to the particular register. Which register it is loading? R5 register it is loading. So R5 is loaded with the 67. Then pop 4 in the sense R4 register will be loaded. R4 register will be loaded with the 99. So you can see R5 is 67 and R4 is 99. Means whatever the content of the previous content of the R4 and R5 we had previously, the same content R4 for R4 and R5 will be written. Okay, so this is how this program is going to work, and it is going to execute on the call instruction, lcall instruction, and this one on subroutine, right? So this is how it's going to work. So next is, as we have already seen, related to the jump and the call instruction, the ranges of the jump and call instruction. So always you just have to remember, like for absolute jump or absolute call, the range will be of 2 kilobyte, that is for one that is of one page. For L jump, that is long jump, the range will be of size 64 kilobyte, so which is will be within this range. And for the jumps, like conditional jumps, we will be having the within the range, this one plus 120 is one and minus 128. So plus 127 is forward and minus 128 is the backward, right? So this is how we are going to execute, right? So that's what it is been given related to the pages. That's what we already discussed in the previous session. So how the absolute jump is going to work is, so it is going to consider the two total 16 bits as 2 raised to 5 and 2 raised to 11, means as it has been given the 32 pages we can form. So 5 bits are going to decide which particular page it is going to use, right? So particular 5 bits are going to decide any which particular page they are going to use, and within that page which particular address that will be decided by this 11 bits, right? So this is how it's going to work in case of your absolute jump or absolute call, right? So this is related to call and jump instruction. Next things will be covered in next video. Thank you.